Thank you for coming today. I'm attorney Gloria Allred, and with me are representatives of Angels in Waiting. To my left is Linda West Conforti, and to my right is Annie Young. I'm going to be making a statement, then Linda will be making a statement, then Annie, and then we'll be very happy to answer questions. On March 9th, 2009, Nadya Suleman and Angels in Waiting agreed to work together and signed the following Declaration of Principles. And we will put this up on the board for you in a little bit. The infants, and the Declaration of Principles states the following. Whereas Nadya Suleman's 14 children need special protection and care, and whereas Nadya Suleman and Angels in Waiting recognize that all of her children, and particularly her octuplets, deserve the very best care to meet their medical, physical, emotional, and special needs since they were born prematurely and are high-risk infants. Whereas Nadya Suleman and Angels in Waiting believe that early intervention and individualized care by trained professionals working with Nadya and her infants will promote a safe, secure, healthy, and happy childhood for them. Now, therefore, Nadya Suleman and Angels in Waiting agree to the following principles. Principle 1. The best interests of Nadya's children shall at all times be the paramount consideration with respect to all decisions made concerning their health, their safety, and their welfare. Principle 2. The children shall be given every opportunity to develop physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially in a healthy and normal manner. Principle 3. Special care and protection shall be provided so that each child shall have adequate nutrition, housing, education, and medical services in an environment which is conducive to such care. Principle 4. Any child who has special needs shall be given the appropriate treatment, education, and care required by his or her particular needs. Principle 5. Each child shall be protected against all forms of abuse, neglect, or cruelty. Principle 6. All monies donated to Angels in Waiting shall be used solely to provide professional services for the benefit of the children for so long as Nadya and Angels in Waiting are working together, unless such donations are specifically designated to be used for other purposes. Principle 7. In the event that Nadya and Angels in Waiting are no longer working together, all donations that have not been utilized shall be used for the support of other high-risk infants whom Angels in Waiting deem are in need of such care. Principle 8. Nadya and Angels in Waiting agree that the children must have the love and respect of all individuals who care for them, and that the above principles will maximize their opportunity to develop as healthy, happy, and productive human beings. Note that we have 8 principles for the octuplets. Agreed to this date, Monday the 9th day of March 2009, and this was signed by Nadya Suleman, Angels in Waiting, Dr. Phil McGraw, and myself. We'll leave this up here. And there is Nadya's signature along with Linda for Angels in Waiting, and Dr. Phil, and myself. Okay. The infants will need 64 feedings a day. Each feeding must be done individually and should take approximately 20 minutes. Angels in Waiting will train Nadya and the caregivers to feed the babies all in the same way so that they receive consistency. Consistency of care will enhance the bonding of the babies with their mother. It will also increase trust. Linda West Conforti, RN, founder of Angels in Waiting, and Annie Young, RN, CCRN, from Angels in Waiting, have met with Nadya, as have I. They have also been to Kaiser Permanente Bellflower and met with a multidisciplinary team caring for the octuplets. Linda and Annie are ready to assume this important responsibility of supervising the care of these infants. They plan to be there at the new house when the babies are brought home. Angels in Waiting's care can only continue if it is supported by donations from the public. We ask everyone who wishes to contribute to go to angelsinwaitingusa.org, where they can view the Declaration of Principles and then click to donate. We look forward to the important task of protecting and nurturing these babies and working with Nadya and her care providers to give the early intervention and support necessary to help these infants thrive and have the best opportunity to enjoy a healthy, a happy, and a productive future. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Linda West Conforti. I'd like to change places with me.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Nadya Suleman has accepted an offer from Angels in Waiting to provide support for her octuplets and their 6 siblings. Angels in Waiting offers includes professional services and training of all caregivers for her children. This includes, but is not limited to, nurses who specialize in developmental care of the premature infant, early intervention specialist, occupational therapists, physical therapists, and a biofeedback stress management specialist. Ms. Suleman stated she will provide nanny services. Angels in Waiting's nurses who specialize in developmental care and protective care of premature infants will train, implement, and oversee the plan of care that is delivered by Ms. Suleman's infant care providers and her nannies. Angels in Waiting will institute the other wraparound services, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and other necessary services when we, the NICU developmental care nurses, feel the infants and children have stabilized in their new home environment. My position as the founder of Angels in Waiting is to train and to coordinate the healthcare professionals and to make sure that the infant care providers, nannies, job descriptions are understood. I will also do everything possible to assure that all caregivers are working in a safe, conducive environment for the proper care of infant and child growth, which will enhance their cognitive and emotional development.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Would you like to change places with
Yes,
Andy,
I will.
please?
Hello. I will be working with Nadya to help her transition her preemies home 2 at a time. I will be implementing protective care, which means providing consistent, stable routines that mom and all caregivers will deliver in a similar way. Our goal is to provide consistent care giving for familiarity and predictability of handling and positive ongoing touch in all aspects of care, feeding, bathing, and dressing. These babies have been subject to NICU environment, which due to its nature is full of unpredictability and negative touch. I want to teach Nadya and her caregivers the language of premature babies that gives us the cues of what they are feeling since they cannot talk to us. These cues include signs of stress. When they are overwhelmed, they can become disorganized and eat poorly. Other signs can demonstrate readiness, openness to bonding, feeding, and care. If we do not pay attention to these cues or language of the premature baby, they can become stressed. Stress for an NICU baby shows up as an intolerance to feeding, poor weight gain, inability to bond, and shutting down. To the untrained eye, this may look like a baby that is just quiet or sleepy. This can be very dangerous because it can be the first signs of failure to thrive. Babies will actually put their hands over their eyes and over their ears. This is a sign to decrease sensory overload. Care could include the way a baby is touched, positioned, wrapped, and bathed. Care needs to be clustered to promote deep sleep for the brain to produce serotonin and growth hormone to grow and thrive. Then the babies need to prepare for their next activity 3 hours later, which includes feeding, bathing, and dressing. All care needs to be done in a consistent, developmentally supportive way. This needs to be repeated for each baby 8 times a day. I am looking forward to helping these babies and their family to have a healthy start in their new environment.